12 items that I have sold recently on eBay. What's going on, YouTube? I just wanted to make a video today talking about some of the items that I have recently sold on eBay. So here is the first item. Now this is an item that I got as a part of a massive stamp collection. And in this stamp collection, I found this little roll of stamps. Appeared to be vintage. I paid $100 for the entire lot of stamps, and I sold this roll of stamps for $19.86. The next item that I used was the junk drawer lot. Now this is something that I talked about in a previous video. I was talking about how junk drawer lots are a way that you can grow your eBay side hustle. And all of these items are pieces either negotiated in for completely free at garage sales. For example, like the tire pressure gauge, that golf ball, some of those cards, a Harley-Davidson mug, or they were items that were kind of randomly included in other lots, such as this little game right here, little headphones in the back. So I ended up getting $15.91 for this lot. To be honest, I was kind of disappointed with that. I was really hoping to get more money for it. But, I mean, I still made money because I got the lot for completely free. But it did cost me $8 in shipping. So I was really hoping it was going to go for a little bit more, because I could have used different items in this lot myself personally. Like, I would have been happy to have those headphones as a backup, or I would have been happy to have had the golf ball for future use, or a tire pressure gauge, or I could have used that little key hiding thing right there. So going forward, I need to keep in mind that, maybe part of the profit of being a reseller is keeping these small items and using them myself that I negotiate for free at a garage sale. Because to be completely honest, I mean, I made a net profit of about $1. And when you consider the time that I spent like listing this item and shipping it, it really wasn't worth it, especially considering the use I could have gotten out of some of this stuff. And also, if you see all those two bids right there, the starting bid was 99 cents. Two bids means that the guy outbid himself and set a max bid that was more than 99 cents. So if someone would have came in and outbid him for even like $2, that would have created a bidding war, or at least had the potential to create a bidding war. But either way, I was happy to earn a couple extra dollars, and it was a great way for me to get another sale. Next item that I sold was actually an item that I bought over a year ago. I was shipping out some other stuff, and this just randomly sold. So I was able to ship this out within like 30 minutes after the order came in. But I paid, I think, $6 for it, and I sold it for $19.86. Now, I know that isn't much profit. I mean, my net profit was a little over $3, but I had been dropping the price on this item just because it's been sitting for so long, and I'm honestly happy to have finally sold it. Here's another lot. And this is also part of the massive stamp lot. So like the roll of stamps was kind of miscellaneous items. Books like this was the main focus of the stamp lot. And it's in a stamp collection, the Philatelic History of the United States of America, and this right here, this little book right here, which had like some very cool gold foil stamps and stamps, like gold foil replica stamps, the stamp itself, which was extremely cool. And this is an item that I sold for $185.95. I know that it says that it was sold for $144, but I took a best offer of $130, and for some reason that's not reflected in the price that it sold for. But either way, I was very happy with the sale. Now it comes on eBay for just the books alone. The 4 books you see at the top were closer to $170, $180. So I feel like the guy, got a fairly good deal. But the biggest thing for me about this lot, though, is I'm going to be heading back to college soon, and I really don't have the space in my car to bring like large inventory items like this, or the space to store inventory items like this, because I'm going to be living with like 3 roommates, and it's going to be a little bit tighter next semester. So I was willing to work on lots like this. Here's another lot. I was very happy to sell this because this was a massive lot. I know it doesn't look that big, but like this was a very large box. I had to get like the large box from Walmart that was like $18 inches by 18 inches by 22 inches, and it weighed about 67 pounds between all these books to ship it. And it cost about $50 to ship. But I was honestly fairly happy about that because I sold it for $290, which, yes, the best, and just like the last one, the best offer is not reflected in the price right there. But to be honest, I was extremely happy with it. And I feel like this guy got a fairly good deal as well, because if you look up at the comps, these books individually sell for $35 to $40 a piece. So that is easily over $400 that this guy could honestly resell them for. But but part of the reason why I was able to take a good price was because this is being sold as a massive lot as opposed to individually. And if I really wanted to, I could have made more money overall piecing them out. But I didn't really want to use the resources of like my time and energy that could be spent sourcing other items. Listing them, these cards individually. But also, if I knew that if I listed them on a more individual basis, it would take a lot longer for it to sell. And like I said earlier, I'm gonna have to move out back to college soon, and I simply just don't have the space in my car or in my apartment to source stuff like this. Because I really want to bring back a lot of smaller inventory pieces as opposed to a couple big ones. So I was very happy with that sale. And like I said too, I paid $100 for the lot. So I'm still making some decent money on it as a whole. The next item was actually also a part of the same lot that I only paid $100 for. I sold this for $349. No, take that back. I sold it for right at $300. By the way, all these numbers are including shipping. I sold it right at $300. And this was also part of the $100 sample lot. I was extremely happy with this sale. I thought this guy got a good deal as well too, because it had like half ounce or 1 ounce sterling silver rounds, and there were 28 of these rounds, or 29. There were 29 of these rounds, sterling silver rounds. And if you look at the spot price of silver, it today got to be over $17 an ounce. So the silver melt value alone was a fairly good price for the lot. Not to mention all this cool historical presentation and these interesting stamps. But to be honest, as with other lots, I was trying to get it moved, so I was willing to work with him on the price. This next lot is kind of random. It was 2 American Spirit tins. This is one of those items at a garage sale that you see, and they're like a quarter piece, and you're like, oh, these are kind of cool, I might as well list them. And I listed them at $8.95 plus $6.91 for shipping. I was honestly thinking I was going to be taking a best offer of like $7, probably, $6.95 or $7.95 or something like that. But someone just outright bought them. I'm sure they bought them because they're kind of cool. They'd make a neat little interesting decoration piece or a gift or something. But tins do sell for decent money on eBay. If you don't believe me, look them up. If you see small ones for a quarter, don't be afraid to pick them up. So yeah, I was honestly very happy with this sale, and I was honestly kind of surprised that somebody bought them outright. But when you see tins for 25 cents or 50 cents a piece at a garage sale, don't be afraid to buy them and list them because they do sell for decent money on eBay. The next item was an item that I honestly learned a pretty decent lesson on. So this is a professional kite, right? I paid $2 for it at a garage sale. As you can tell, it even has a little price tag on it. And it is in great condition, like new condition. But the item that I learned was how expensive it is to ship like long items. Unfortunately, this little piece right here, I don't know if you can see it, but it's that little end part in that little bag. That's about 4 inches long, which means I couldn't ship it in a 3-inch tube, which means I had to buy a tube that was $3 more expensive to ship this, and shipping as a whole costed more. I ended up unfortunately paying over $20 on shipping alone. I lost about $3 on this, which was disappointing, but going forward, I need to keep in mind that, with this being said, golf balls, golf clubs, if I find a ping golf club that's for sells for $50 or $60 on eBay. It's an item that I could just go out, buy a tube, and ship it like that, and make some decent money. So that, which makes those items very viable. But also I need to look at the diameter with long and skinny items, because if it's more than 3 inches, maybe even keep a tape measure in my car, because if it's more than 3 inches, it's really kind of, might not be as pointless, or it's going to cost a decent amount of money to ship the item. The next item is also fairly random. I paid $40 for this on Facebook Marketplace, and I sold it for $48. I was kind of nervous about shipping this because it is so large. It's an 18-inch platter, and it costed about $20 to ship, but it did come in the original box, like it was in brand new condition, so I figured that would help with the shipping, and they wrapped the box in bubble wrap before I shipped it out. And I was honestly very happy with the sale because I paid $4 for it and I sold it for $48. Shipping was expensive, but I did make a net profit of like $10 or $15. The next item that I ended up selling was this remote. This is a remote that I got at a thrift store that's honestly fairly crusty. Like, you walk in there, the lights are dim, and there's just kind of grime. It's all just kind of grimy, and there's just random stuff in buckets everywhere. But I found this remote. This was actually the very first working remote that I found at a thrift store. I was super excited because I actually knew like with the little purple light that people were talking about. And I was actually able to like see the little purple light that people were talking about, and it all just kind of clicked when it came to selling used remotes. Now, this wasn't a major sale. I paid about $2 for this. Actually came with batteries that still had charging it, believe it or not. I paid about $2 for this, and it sold for me for about $12.43. So not an amazing sale, but I'll take it. Here's another item. That's kind of another remote that I sold, which is kind of the theme with remotes. Most cases they're not going to be like amazing sales. They're not going to be like you buy something for $1 and sell it for 50. In a couple situations, there is the potential. In a couple situations, there is a potential to buy a remote for $1 or $2, sell it for 40 or 50. But most of the time, it's going to be like these two remotes where you buy them for $1 or $2 and sell them for about $15. So this is an item that I took a best offer on it, but I sold it for right at around $14 if I remember correctly. Keep in mind too, I didn't end up having to buy batteries. I bought cheap batteries, so I bought batteries for the remote. But I paid $1 for the remote at an estate sale with 3 other remotes, and this is one of them that sold. So I was honestly very happy. It was interesting because at the estate sale, somebody was there walking around with eBay on their phone. They just walked out of the room and left 3 remotes there. I was able to buy about 4 of them, and so far I've done pretty good on them. As well as the little as a record player deal that I paid $1 for and sold it for over 22. Here's another item. Interestingly, old manuals for items, like manuals for cars, especially expensive cars or cars that aren't very common anymore, like classic cars, or even sewing machines, so for decent money on eBay. I actually negotiated this in for completely free. The guy at the garage sale said that I could just have it, and I ended up selling it for $20 even, and because I took a best offer on it. This button holder manual and the manual for the sewing machine. So I'm very happy with this. So please feel free to like, subscribe, and comment, and please let me know if you have any questions or ideas, and I hope y'all enjoy this content. Thank you. Have a great day.